Yeah,
And
we're live.
Hi, Internet Land.
Hi, happy Monday. Welcome back to Bardic Tales.
Yes, it's a long weekend for everybody who's not us.
Is it?
It's President's Day today.
Cool.
That's
neat. Fun facts you didn't know or care about or know. So that's cool. There were a couple we're celebrating. Lincoln was rad.
Lincoln was cool.
So that's one. Hamilton
was never
was
president.
A really great play.
And see, when we go see Hamilton, you'll get to know why he was never a president.
He probably sucked, didn't he?
I mean,
or he was too busy writing.
I mean, it's one of those, like, he was a human and he sucked over here, but he's pretty awesome over here.
That's fair. More important things than any president ever. What are you drinking?
Yes. For those of you who tuned in last week, the Excelsior Imperial Mango that I got.
Space Giraffe.
Ended up sitting in the fridge all week, so I'm having it tonight.
Nice.
Yeah. So.
And what makes it special?
Mango.
Well, yes.
So this is from Schilling. I really enjoy Schilling stuff.
They're nice people too.
Very nice.
Go visit them over in Seattle. They're good people.
This one, being an Imperial, generally means that the ABV is going to be higher. And so this one, if I remember right, is 9%.
Yeah, something like that. See. 8 or 9.
9.1%.
Nice. Good for them.
So I had this once before. It's a really fresh, very approachable cider. So it's a beautiful mango-y color. I mean, this is exactly what I would expect from a mango cider.
The camera is pretty representative, too, of what it actually is in real life. Hey, Matt. Welcome.
Hi. It's as delicious as I remember it.
Let's see. Oh, that smells phenomenal. That just smells like fresh mango.
It's not super boozy or anything. It's bright. You get the mango.
That is really, it has a little bit of tartness in it.
Yeah. They balance it really well. The carbonation in it's just right to really play with the flavors.
If you told me there was a touch of pineapple in there, I would have believed you.
Yeah, I could see that. Yeah.
But the mango is very notable. I
wonder if they did add some other.
Maybe that's the Imperial part. Imperial pineapples.
Let's see.
I'm not waiting.
Oh, there's some lime.
That's probably the tartness I'm picking up there.
Yep.
Sometimes you can screw around with different flavors that you add in, and they will cause one effect, even though there's something else entirely. There are some teas that, for all the world, taste like lemon. If you just use that tea, you could convince anybody I put lemon in this.
There's some hops like that too.
There are some, there's some amazing hops out there that pull that trick off too.
Maybe this will be the year that I actually make my lemonade cider again.
That might be worth trying.
Early in the testing phase, like right after we decided Bardic's gonna be a thing, and I got my first press. I was so excited to actually go get some apples, but it was July, which is not when apples are in season. And I didn't want to just go to the grocery store.
We were too poor to just get that many apples from the grocery. Like 800 pounds of apples. Here's your bill. I don't have that much money.
So I went to Green Bluff and found out that there's such a thing as Lodi apples, which are like super early season apples. You don't see them on the shelves because they have about a 2-week lifespan, and then they don't rot; they crack. So you'll see when an apple goes bad, you'll start to see it getting all squishy and wrinkly and stuff. These don't; they just like crack open. Super weird. They're good for pies and applesauce and that kind of stuff. When I pressed them, so excited. First batch of apples.
Oh
I'm gonna do fresh pressed cider, because everything I'd done to that point had been juice, like purchased juice. And I made it and I fermented it, and I was so meticulous. I like took all the measurements.
You did all the things.
All the things.
All the things. All the
And,
science-y.
Got it all fermented down. I was like, this is gonna be so great. It was awful. It was so bad.
We tried. It's like, oh, this has notes of garbage in it. This is terrible.
But I was stubborn, or rather I am stubborn, and I kept it around figuring like maybe it just needs some time to age. Like it's just super young. And so I let it sit while I was playing with some other apple varieties, which all equally turned out terrible.
We have a picture of you.
Yeah.
We have a picture of all those apples piled up in the corner, and you're like giving them a hug because you're so excited because you got like another 50 pounds of straight trash apples.
No, they were excellent apples.
Yeah, they just did not ferment out well at all.
Not on their own. They were not meant to be fermented in like a single varietal cider. It's not these apples.
Yes.
I'm gonna just throw them all together, see what happens. Maybe the blending process will be great. And tried it, and it was like,
now it's blended horror.
Yeah, it's just like, but I'm still stubborn, so I don't throw it out. And we had hops, Cascade
hops.
Yeah, Cascade hops. And Mark was dry hopping something. I'm like, it's not going to get any worse. So I threw in a bunch of hops, let it sit for a week or two.
Yeah, something like that.
And then tried it, and it was like, what?
I tried it.
You tried it?
I was the one who went out there with the express purpose of dump this.
Oh, had I given up?
It was on death row. I was going out there to dump it, and in my act of getting ready to throw it out.
Oh, probably because I smelled it and was like, this is awful.
I'm just gonna try.
Yeah.
It can't possibly be any worse.
Yeah.
And I tried it, and I brought it into you, and then
what? Because it tasted like lemonade.
It was the most glorious flavor ever. It was so stinking good.
So, and every year, although usually I get to about June and it's like, oh crap, I need to go find Lodi's, but I'm already steeped in a whole bunch of other stuff. So maybe where it's February and I'm thinking about it, I'll actually do it this year.
If they will pick them for us, great. I am not going up and picking 800 pounds of Lodi apples.
Oh no, it wouldn't be 800 pounds. This would be
I'm not going up and picking 400 pounds of Lodi apples. Let's make sure we're on the same page here.
We'll talk it through. What are you drinking?
I'm drinking Singularity.
Matt wants it.
It's really good. It was really good.
Yeah, and I keep talking about it. I'll get to it.
Yeah, you'll get to it, or you'll recreate it in some new creative way, and it'll be fantastic that way too.
Yeah.
So, I am drinking Singularity because I just love this beer. This is a really good batch.
Look at the color and the head.
It just kind of keeps
so
going.
Perfect.
It's got those really nice. It starts to sneak up on you like dark coffee, and then it backs off, and then it kind of whispers in your ear, dark chocolate, and then it backs off, and then you're just left with this really nice mouth feel, and it's like that was a beer. Smokiness is off in the corner waving at you.
Well, it's kind of like enveloped in the smoky.
It's like a nice cigar lounge.
Yeah.
Well, it's different flavors. Crewman number 6 is like a nice cigar lounge. But
no, it's like that atmosphere.
Yeah, it's just, I really love this one. So that's what I'm having tonight. There isn't a ton of Singularity left. There's a fair bit. It's not going to run out soon. But there's not a ton of it left because all the rest of it is going into a bourbon barrel where it is going to be forgotten about for 9 months or so.
So this fall, it'll reappear.
Like a Vista Stadium-ish time if you keep track of such things, which I don't care about. I don't care about the Inland Northwest Craft Brewers Festival at a Vista Stadium in Spokane in September.
Hosted by Wobble.
But some people do. And so it'll be ready around that time.
I'm excited.
Along with another one that we should probably mention tonight. Later.
Trying to plank, so that's on you.
It's not record setting. It hasn't been important to me for the past month or anything. I haven't been documenting.
Oh, I thought you were talking about an event.
No, not an event, a beer.
Okay. So I haven't gotten a chance to tell you we got invited to another event that we need to decide about.
Good, cool, yeah.
So we might have another event in the future.
We need to have a scheduling date tonight because I have to brew stuff like now.
I know.
Wow.
Just say it now.
I am pretty.
You are pretty.
I assume that's what he was referencing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, and I am very self-confident, so I will say that I'm pretty. So.
we are moving on into the brewing and
So
cider
we
making.
are. Yes. Should I start with the beer side
Arena.
since Matt's chomping at the bit here?
Yeah. I mean,
All
you're,
right,
you're
so
teasing him.
I
Don't-
am. I'm sorry.
kind
I
to the
shouldn't
poor
do
man.
this. So a little bit of just tiny bit of nerdy science back there. When it comes to calculating how much alcohol is in your beer, there is a very old, very common equation that people use, and it is, let's be honest, good enough. It's plenty fine for most of the things people brew. All those damn hazies, all the various things that are 6% or lower, all those things.
You're asking for a fight.
Kind of, a little. All those beers that are around the 5, 6, 7, 4. This equation is fine. It is well within legal tolerances for how far off you can be from reality. It's just good enough. It's easy. But as soon as you start to hit that 8% mark, and then as soon as you really hit that 10% mark, and when you cross beyond that, this equation is dreadfully inadequate because it's just not how sugars work at that point. But there is another equation out there, which is far more complicated, but very, very super duper easy for computers.
I'll put a side note. He did it by hand anyway.
Yeah, because of who I am as a person. It wasn't that complicated of a formula. I mean,
you have a degree in mathematics.
You're right, and but computers do make it easier. And the first equation predates popularity of computers. So there you go. And so once you get past that point, though, the two equations kind of do this. Which did that show up on the camera? They do this, which means that which means that the super simple easy one gets wrong real fast after about 8, 10, 12, etc. percentage. And so I am making old books presently, and I split it into 2 batches. One batch is going to be ready in 2-3 weeks or something like that. It'll be at the tap room. It's good old books. You just love it.
Yep.
And that one's fine.
There are certain customers who are going to be thrilled.
People are going to lose their minds about that thing. But the other part of that batch, I just kept going. I kept feeding it. I kept giving it more fermentable stuff.
It's Tamagotchi.
Making it bigger. Yeah, it was like a Tamagotchi, except the stupid little critter is a beer, and the person holding it was me. And so I kept feeding that one and kept going with it. And once I switched over to the more accurate equation at the higher ABVs, I realized that I had just blasted right past the 20% ABV mark. So, so that is going into a barrel. It's going to be Ancient Tomes, as it is.
That's a very good name.
Thinking of, Ancient Tomes is definitely the name. So that one is going into a barrel. It is going to end up, I did all the math numerous times because of who I am as a person. That one's going to end up almost spot on exactly at 20%. The thing will be bourbon barrel aged for about 9 months, and it also will be coming out roughly via Vista Stadium time.
You're blending it with a little bit of the current.
I do have to blend it with the taproom old books. Yeah. And so even though the batch I have out there right now is sitting at about 22%, which is at that point, you're starting to push the point at which the LCB will come knocking at your door saying, maybe don't do that.
But not yet.
Not quite. I got 2% more that I can do.
Can you actually hit 24%, or is that the point at which you're like,
no, the limit. If you hit 24.1, you best be fudging it by your 0.5 that you're allowed, or you get yourself a new license.
Yes.
But,
okay.
It is about at 22, and math says by the time I top that barrel off with the current batch, I'll be sitting pretty much spot on at 20. Nice. And that thing is going to be ridiculous.
So you have a name picked out for when you reach the 24 mark.
I do.
So are you going to start developing its own special to step up his... Yeah, he does.
Tim is a lot of talk that gave me a lot of ideas that I actually executed, and he hasn't yet. So see what you could do, Tim, if you actually followed your own advice that you give people.
I'm going to come to his defense.
Please do. I would love to hear that.
I don't know what's going on in his life well enough to be like, well, maybe.
You know what? That's a fair point. Life always, that's the wild draw 4 card that trumps everything else. That's fair.
Yes.
Assuming that all he is a brewer, though, he needs to step up his game a little bit.
Yes, I'm sure that's exactly how his wife thinks of him. So are you going to start developing like a unique new recipe for that 24%er?
I am. I don't know what it's going to be yet.
Yeah.
I simply don't. I know that I am going to make a rum barrel porter that is going to be up there. It's not going to be this strong.
But you were talking like...
But it's going to be... It is going to... Yeah, 13, 14. That one is going to be more refinement of technique. This batch of old books represents a whole lot of input from a lot of people who are a lot smarter than me. All joking aside, including Tim. Much of the hardware and technique I have comes from him.
Matt's gonna tell on you.
Good. Tell him that at the end I did compliment him. So this is a result of a lot of input from people who are much smarter than me, a lot of technique, a lot of history from other brewers that have gone before me. This is a whole lot of refinement. So
yeah.
I will do the rum barrel porter as further refinement of my technique. And then I think I will hit this last one, but I don't know what style it will be.
I almost feel like you should do a red.
A stupidly strong red?
It's oddball. Your reds are incredibly popular.
They are, but nobody's done that I know of. I mean, you think, yeah, you're not wrong. You think unreasonably strong beer. You're thinking Dogfish Heads IPAs. You're thinking some various English barley wines. You're thinking maybe a stout, maybe, but that's kind of pushing it. Nobody thinks of a red. Meh, that's good enough for me.
I mean, play with it.
I don't know though.
See where you want to do.
I want it to be iconic.
Yeah.
I want it to be something that somebody looks at and says, "Oh, did you hear of Bardic? They're the ones that did the thing."
I think the 24% is going to be iconic.
Yeah, but I don't think a red is. It's like you've got this category over here, and that's red, and I just made something over here.
Okay, so yeah, and if you do that,
I can call it if I make the big red, I have to call it Clifford.
Okay, that's true. So don't do it because the name you have already is perfection personified. So maybe make another red that's in like the 20% mark and call it Clifford.
And then another Imperial red and call it Strongish.
Yes. You'll figure it out.
Yeah,
it's gonna be good.
Yeah.
Stupid big red.
Yeah, I mean the English barley wines for sure seem like the thing you should drive that high.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm doing with old books.
Yeah.
And maybe I make a different style, but a stout could be good.
A porter could be good.
A porter could be good. That's just a lot happening there all at once. But
you'll figure it out. Play with some stuff.
Yeah, we'll get there. Good.
Anything else? Beer-wise.
Anything else beer-wise? No, that's pretty much it. Ish is on deck. So the next thing to blow, Ish is available. So that can be brought in. Other than that, that's pretty much it for the brewing world until I forget, until I remember something that I've forgotten.
The Gruit is aging really well.
The Gruit is aging exceptionally well. Yeah.
It's got the floral with the bergamot. I feel like the tannins are still very present, but they're kind of chilling out a little bit.
Yeah. That's been a good one.
Highly recommend that.
What do you got going on?
Okay. A child's alarm just went off. So let's see here. I just pressed this last weekend.
Pressed apples.
3 days ago. Yep. On Saturday. Did pinatas, got a very standard yield. Very happy with it. I am turning it into MD and health potion. So that's mine.
I don't have mine, so keep talking.
Okay. Yes, so MD and health potion. I'm going to be pressing again in 2 weeks, and that's when I'm going to bring in probably Saber of Windu. Up is down. I might redo mana potion because I'm the keg that's on right now is the last one I have, right?
Mana's gone.
Oh, that's right.
Mana was gone like a week ago.
Yeah. Okay, so Mana's gone right now. But Zuko is happily bubbling along. I suspect it will probably finish fermenting this week.
Probably so.
Or so.
Yeah.
And then I'll get the flavors in it. So Zuko should be out in the next couple of weeks. Tomorrow, my plan is to go finish up social distancing. So I just need to get the Thai basil in there and get orange juice in there.
MD314 is coming along.
Yep. Did the syrup get in?
It's gonna.
The syrup is made. It just needs to be put in. And then, LN6 released this week. So that's on tap.
That one turned out good.
Yeah.
That one turned out really good.
And it ages well to a degree. I've never pushed it beyond a few months.
I think we put it on about 2 days young.
I think we did, because after that first day or two, it's really solidified.
It's come into its own. It's really good now.
Yeah. So it's just going to keep getting better. I am thrilled with how this batch of Wannabe is going.
Yes, it's really good.
Yeah,
I had a full mug of it the other night. Yeah. It was just nice.
You like cider, but you generally don't really go for it. Yeah, so the fact that you have
Wannabe has a special place in my heart.
Yeah.
This current batch that you're working with, so that's going to end up being the Saber Windu and
this current batch.
Yes,
no,
that
that's
we just
MD
pressed that we just pressed like 2 days ago.
Yeah, MD and Health Potion.
Okay, so
then the next 2 weeks.
Okay, cool. So you've got 2 batches of MD. That's cool.
Yeah.
That one, those are both going to come out at about 7.9.
Oh, wow.
So most of your ciders end up between the 7.4 and the 7.9 range, usually landing on 7.4 because it's just kind of like what they do. These were like really sweet apples.
Yeah.
They were so good. If you ever get your hands on pinata apples,
they're delicious.
Phenomenal. Just sit down, eat that sucker, eat the core, eat the stem. I mean, they're really good.
Yeah.
But so you're sitting at about 7.9 for this current patch.
See, I'm considering. I really want to put MD into a barrel. It barrel ages really well.
Really well.
So I might end up doing that with this current batch, or maybe probably this current batch, because I've got the batch that is just sitting getting happy. So
neat.
Yeah. So that's kind of the cider world. I'd also like to point out, as I've sat.
Oh my.
You can kind of see it there. The sediment in this really shows off the fact that they used real mango in this.
Yeah, none of that extract crap.
The flavor itself proves that it's actual fruit. But I'm just always impressed when companies really invest in the product that goes into their product. So,
fun fact: you've got a ton of mango out there waiting to be used.
I know I've got peaches, and I should probably go get some figs and make Cursed Castle again.
I mean,
and
we just need a lot more cider because you've got a lot of stuff you could make.
Well, and then need to do another collab with Mystic and make This Is Fine again.
That
was a fun one.
You need more fermenters is what you need.
Yeah, well, we'll cross that bridge.
The bridge is too heavily guarded.
That's a really good segue into events.
Yep, absolutely.
And that's not this week's trivia, but
that's okay. It's coming up anyway. This Tuesday, we have trivia coming up once again.
6:30 every Tuesday.
6 Thursday.
Words. They're hard.
6:30 every Tuesday.
Yep.
Nailed it. This particular trivia's topic is going to be Monty Python.
Are we just doing Monty Python, or did we want to do some general trivia in there as well?
Monty Python.
I kind of want to do some general trivia in there too.
John Cleese.
Okay, are we doing like all of Monty Python, or are we going to do like Holy Grail?
I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll figure it out. We'll see what sounds good tomorrow.
Okay.
Because we do have just randos that walk in. It's like, oh, you're doing trivia? Yeah, I'll join in. And if they're not Monty Python fans, I don't want an entire trivia where they feel left out.
Hence why I kind of want to do some general trivia too, where we haven't like pushed this as a Monty Python trivia.
Okay, general Python. And then the following week we will actually advertise trivia for once ever. And we'll
Hey
do.
now.
We've never advertised it ever. We've talked.
I have too.
I mean, not more than like 1 or 2 days in advance.
Okay, fair.
So we'll actually spend the week advertising the next one. But so we've got Monty Python coming up. That's so hard because social media is like, at least the way I consume social media, you get one shot to tell me something cool each day. If you tell me 2 cool things each day, forget it.
Now you understand the complexity of my job as the social media person.
But you're smart. And so I should be able to just lob problems at you and you go, I'm smart. I
And
can
then
handle this. And you make it work.
throw me under the bus when it doesn't work the way you think it should work.
I'm not throwing you under the bus. And
Love you.
Peter said it before I could. Love you.
Yes.
We're still getting our feet wet with trivia.
Yes.
We don't know
Yes.
what the heck we're doing.
But
We'll figure it out eventually there.
we are going to be doing
Monty Python this week, Stargate the following week.
Yes.
It will be fantastic.
I'm excited for Stargate.
Stargate's going to be excellent. It's going
Just
to be
means
large.
we need to brush up on our SG1.
It's going to be largely SG1. Maybe a tiny bit of the movie. Maybe one vague reference to Atlantis. There were no other series after that. There were no other Stargates
Was there a
at
cartoon?
all. Oh, there was a cartoon. Might have been a cartoon. There was nothing else at all after that at all.
It's going to largely focus on
There
SG1.
was some stupid soap opera that had sci-fi technology in it, but I don't recall. But it will be largely SG1.
Yes.
And you'll do a good job of advertising it because you do a good job on social media. There. You talk for a bit.
You got to drink.
Yes. After screwing that all up, I have to drink.
Fine. Just got to poke at you every once in a while. All right. So, yes, trivia tomorrow will be Monty Python and general trivia. The following week will be Stargate, specifically SG1. That's kind of what we got for events right now. The Epicurean Delight event that was going to be in May has been postponed until November, which is when they usually have it anyway. I think they just kind of tried to bite off a little bit more than they could chew and trying to get it earlier where they haven't been able to have it.
And realistically, business stuff being what business stuff is, November is going to be a better time for them to host event anyway.
Yeah.
So.
But we are going to be doing their what is it, Epicurean on the Green, I think, which sounds like it's a new event that they're doing, but it's a little couples golf not tournament exactly, but like event. Yeah.
Golf event.
But they're gonna have a whole bunch of libations and food and stuff, and I don't know how they're going to lay it out, but each hole is going to have a different sample, and then there's going to be like an after party. And
will there be a cursed fog that turns you to stone if you don't finish the course in time, along with My Little Ponies that follow you around taunting you?
No, they're not My Little Ponies. They're mudkips.
No, they're not.
Yeah, they are.
That's not what they're called.
What are they called?
Not mudkips. Phone. Tell the rest of the story. It was Pinkie Pie and Fluttershy.
No. It was Twilight and Pinkie Pie.
Twilight and
but
Pinkie
they were
Pie.
voicing the different colors on. Okay, so DuckTales had an episode where Scrooge and Glomgold were in this golfing competition, and through,
despite using a rigged coin, Glomgold still loses the coin toss.
So they get transported into this mystical, magical golf course competition, and if they don't win it, they get turned to stone. And the entire time, these creatures, and Mark's trying to figure out what they're
Stupid
called.
ads.
Wow, that's
Could
really
you
bad.
not? Oh my!
Every time you
gosh.
touch the phone, an ad pops up.
Yeah,
So
you hit the X, and it's like, oh, you meant to follow that ad, didn't you?
Anyways, so these mystical creatures the entire time are trying to lure them into the bogs to kelpies. Okay, yes, kelpies, trying to lure them into the bogs. But they got the voice actors for Twilight Sparkle and Pinkie Pie from My Little Ponies to come do the voices, except the gal who does Twilight voiced the pink Kelpie, and the gal who did Pinkie Pie voiced the purple Kelpie, and it totally screwed with my brain.
Completely messes you up. Yeah.
So, anyways,
You're just trying to drown us, aren't you?
Oh, fine. Anyways, that event, not the Kelpie drowning event, the golf event, is happening in August, I believe. Again, they're kind of out far in the future. So,
and as near as we know, there is nothing cursed about it. It should be just regular golf with more or less regular beer.
Yes.
I'm going to have to bring much more golf-friendly beers to that one.
Yeah, probably.
You're playing a 9-round? Here's some old books for you. Best of luck.
So, those are coming up.
Yep. There's not much else.
No, not right now.
Yeah, our few events.
We're taking a break from Boga for spring. We're going to revisit in the I was going to say in the summer, or in the fall, but no, summer. So probably like May, June. So, you have golf friendly beers?
What the dickens? What the dickens? You could have one.
Yeah. Well, they're going to be samples too.
They are. They're going to be samples, so you can totally nurse those things.
Ish would be a really great.
Ish would be phenomenal on the green.
Yeah.
I feel like I need something really bright and crisp. Just one of those. I just mowed the lawn and I need a beer.
What the dickens?
Yeah, but I need brighter than that.
Yeah.
Not an IPA, but like towing that line.
Throw some citrus in what the dickens.
There it is. Yep. There it is. Yeah, I'll do that. Something like that.
So that's events.
What was the fourth one? You didn't announce it. You just teased me and said we've got a fourth one too.
Oh, we just got the email for it today, and I didn't get to read through it real.
Oh, okay.
But it sounded
so it's just
similar.
Conjecture at this point.
Well, it's sounding very similar to the events that we're kind of doing anyway, where it's like we go and you give samples, and it's to raise money for this really great cause. And this cause, I believe, is to the organization provides coats and clothing to kids in need. So,
I'm down with the kids in need. Let's do that.
Yeah.
So, we'll sort through the details.
We'll sort through the details.
If it comes to helping people, you've automatically got your foot in the door.
Yeah, definitely. But just need to look at the details.
Yep. Well, that sounds about right for events.
Yeah.
So the special of the week is still currently on hiatus.
Mm-hmm.
We're focusing on what we know we can do well without stressing ourselves out beyond belief.
Yep.
And so we've got a really, really, really nice selection of charcuterie and Merc stuff. Nope, because I don't remember the names of any of them. I just know that they're really good, a little bit nutty, a little bit salt crystally.
We have a cave aged. The cave aged one is the round one with the rind that I thought we needed to take off, and then you tried it and it was delicious.
Ridiculous.
So there's that. We've got a sweet sopressata.
Yep.
Which is it's actually a charcuterie. So charcuterie is actually a reference to the meat. So a charcuterie board is like a meat board, but because reasons, it's now just kind of come to refer to the whole board. So anyway,
like sushi.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So the meat that we have is the sopressata. We've got another meat that we're only using on the pizzas because it's very fatty and it's just not as pleasant to eat off a board, but it's really great on the pizza.
Really, really great.
And that was Jägermeister, right? No, that was, I can't remember.
Had a name.
We should pull these up before we start Bardic Tales next time. But then we've got another one it's got a really funky smell to it. But the taste is pretty darn mild considering the scent.
Yeah, it's a really rich, almost finishes with roasted peanuts type flavor. It's
got this buttery texture.
Oh, so
I think it's the
melts
rind that's a little
It melts
funky.
like $1 million.
Yeah.
That thing belongs on a pizza.
Yeah.
Stuff is so good. Or in my mouth, because I ate way too much of that stuff last night. I loved every second of it. You wrapped just a little bit of that up in the sopressata.
Yeah, no, that was really good.
That was really good.
So yeah, we're
whatever
kind of
the heck it
moving.
was called.
we're kind of moving away from we've got these 2 cheeses and this meat for this week, and moving into we have a selection, and you will get a selection of these 2 cheeses and a meat from the selection, just because of the way that we're ordering the meats and cheeses now, and especially because we don't always go through each one in equal proportions. We don't get equal quantities of all of them. So it's becoming a little less defined. You get this exactly. But on the plus side, that means when we get like a blue cheese and we get a lot of people that come in and they do not want a blue cheese, then they can say like, hey, could I just not get the blue cheese? And
you betcha.
Sure, we can do that. So
I like our new model.
I do too.
I think it's good.
You know what I forgot to do again?
Make an order?
No.
Oh, what?
I forgot to get pictures on Saturday so I could put the email out tomorrow. I'm trying. So I was really
I could
good.
run down there real quick tonight and snag some pictures. The place is nice and it's warm, which is it's in maintenance mode too. It's in like that. Nobody's here. I'm not going to bother. And it's still really nice in there.
Yeah.
So I will happily go get you pictures for the email.
Believe it or not, yes, there are people who do not like blue cheese.
Yeah, and we love them anyway.
Yes. I was really good for several months about getting the email out every single week. And I enjoy putting the email together and getting it out. But it started getting to a point that the way that I was doing it, where I would come in and take photos right like when we first opened and spend like an hour putting the email together, that was working, but now we've started getting busier earlier and it's not working anymore.
Now we're like popular.
I know.
Or something.
So my plan 2 weeks ago was great. I will take all the pictures that I need Saturday after we close, before we're heading out. And then I've not done it. So I need to do that. Just remembered that as we were talking about charcuterie stuff, because I got to figure out how to explain it in the email.
I assume that's worked out for you about as well as the 900 things I completely mean to do that if I just got up 10 minutes early, no, it's gone. It's gone.
Best intentions of mice.
Yep. And men.
I don't think men had anything to do with it.
You're right. Well, that's pretty much that.
Yeah.
It feels like there's something really cool that we're missing. I just can't put my finger on it.
Well, we're moving into random recommendation. So, talk about the movie we watched this week. I've got mine right here.
Go. While I try to remember what movie we watched this week.
About machines.
Oh, yes.
Okay. So, I read The Inventions of Hugo Cabaret. This is an incredible book. There's a sequel to it. I'm going to move this over here so that I don't spill it. There's a sequel to it that I'm really excited to get to. But this is one of the books that came in Peter's language arts curriculum this year. So I've been reading the books alongside him so that we can actually discuss it. And it's not just me like, so what was the character again? Anyway, this was one of the books I was super excited about, seeing how it's super thick. But wait, you say this is meant to be read by 4th or 5th graders. What 4th or 5th grader wants to read a book that thick? You don't understand how cool this book is. So if you just took the parts that had actual like text, you would get like printed out normally, you'd get about 100 pages. It's a very standard length for that age group. And so, some of them are like just a couple paragraphs, some of them are full pages. But then, and I'll see if I can do this in a really cool way. But then you also get all of these illustrations throughout the book. I think there's like 300 illustrations in here. And a lot of them, span the whole page. They're just really artistically done. It's not just to show you like, some to just strictly illustrate for you. They're evoke feeling and tell little bits of the story, and they're like back to back. So like this little bit you get,
Wow.
so the story stops here, like the written story, and then you get a few pages of illustration that continues the story until
kind of a mixed media.
Yeah, until the text picks back up. And so everything that just happened in these pages, it's like the story was being written, except it's just illustration. You kind of fill in the text yourself, and then the text picks right back up. So it's a super cool story about an orphan in the 20s, 30s, something like that. Right after World War I, that he it's in Paris, and he's obsessed with fixing this machine. I won't go into too many details to give spoilers, but he meets people that are very, very interesting, and it's such a good book. So, and there's a second one.
Nice. You should get it.
It's at the library. I'm going to check it out next time I go.
Sweet.
I finished 3 books today.
I'm so proud of you. I'm so happy for you.
I had a lazy day today because I needed it.
You had a strategic day today. Your mental health equates to our family's betterment and our business betterment and your betterment.
Yes.
You triple threaded it. And
so I had a lazy day today because I needed it.
Darn right.
Good.
Darn right it was.
All right.
Need more of those.
You're around. Yes. We need more of those.
I am approaching the point where I need a lazy day. I've got about 2 more productive days in me, and then I need a lazy day.
Maybe you should take your lazy day before you.
I could. I'm just letting you know what I have in me.
Good.
So.
What's your random recommendation?
From the creators that brought you Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, arguably one of the best movies of all time.
If you haven't watched it, go watch it now. Just come back to this later.
It's a live stream. They need to come back to us now and go watch Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse.
Because we post this and they can watch
But the 2 people that are watching us right now need to continue watching us and then go watch.
Okay. All right.
Yes. So
it's so good.
It is. Yeah. So from the creators that brought you that absolute work of art, and also the Lego movie.
That's right.
Is equal work of art, albeit a little goofier.
Completely different kind of art, but still.
From those people, we have the Mitchells versus the Machines.
It is so good.
It is the most dysfunctional family and
cripplingly
inbred dog that you've ever met.
It's the kind of dysfunctional family that they actually really do love each other.
They legit, they're not stereotypical.
They're not
idiots or anything like that.
They're just trying to sort out.
They love each other. Yeah. They're doing their best. Yep. They're just kind of got some issues, except for the dog who's inbred and stupid. And they are fighting against the
pig dog bread.
They are fighting against the robot uprising that has so far conquered all the rest of humanity, all 7 billion some odd other humans in the last family left, and somehow they have to defeat the robot uprising. And oh my gosh, it's like if some crazy whimsical YouTuber made a full-length movie.
Because it's from the point of view of the college-age daughter who's trying to get to film school.
Oh my gosh. It is. We need to just watch that again tonight.
Yeah. I kind of feel like
it was one of those movies that you get done watching it. It's like, what do you want to do now?
We
could watch it again. That sounds good.
This is one of those movies that's been on my radar for months. One of the guys that I follow on TikTok, his whole thing is movies, and he has just come back to this movie again and again and again about how amazing it is. Yeah. I should probably watch it sometime. And then we finally did. And within the first couple of minutes, you're hooked. It's so funny.
Oh my god.
So funny.
Yeah, that's we should let the kids watch that one too.
Yeah.
they do touch on a couple of things too. It's like, yeah, that's a pretty healthy thing to deal with when you're a kid or an adult.
Mm-hmm.
Well done on that. Also,
Yeah. Yeah. So
yeah. So that's my random recommendation.
Definitely.
Maybe we could watch that with dinner with the kids.
Oh, maybe
they would enjoy that.
Yes, they would.
I can't think of much else we have going on.
Yeah,
right now.
no. I think we've got a normal week coming up at the tap room.
Whatever that means.
Well, yeah. So
neat.
As always, we love you guys and we appreciate everything you guys do for us and the time that we get to spend with you, whether it's virtually like this or in the tap room. And we look forward to you guys. So thank you for letting us live our dream.
Bye.